Hey everybody, Jared with Ductless Plus. You got to think about it when you're doing a mechanical system. Not always is your best interest going ductless. Okay, if you have a pre-existing mechanical system like a furnace and some ductwork, and you want to utilize that, you can get a traditional furnace and a heat pump. You can also do the Mitsubishi systems as well and get their air handler and go straight heat pump that way. However, our customer at this home still wanted to utilize fuel. So on this system, this is a dual fuel system. So he's got a furnace and heat pump system. So if it's warm enough for the heat pump to adequately supply heat to the house, then the heat pump will run. There is a switch outside that'll make the furnace give it a call. The cool thing about this new furnace from Rheem is it actually is a communication system. So you just actually need to run a comm loop from daisy chain from the thermostat to the furnace to the condenser, and it automatically knows what to do to switch it from heating or cooling. So it's a really cool system. I really think that it's pretty neat. So this is the internal section of it. You know, your inducer motor, your gas valve, your gas line coming out. We actually redid everything on this whole system. We put a completely new return air drop because the one that was on here was an 8 by 20. It was really small. If you want to get the most performance out of your system, increase the return, especially if you have the space up here. Increase that. If you got enough room to make the return air drop bigger, it's going to make your system work a lot better. Um, we also installed a bypass humidifier. I'm a big fan of bypass humidifiers versus like steam ones. I feel like these are a lot less serviceable. The biggest problem with humidification is people don't interlock them correctly. Humidity needs to be a 24-hour deal, not in between calls for heat. It needs to run 24/7. So the way we interlock all of our humidifiers is through the humidifier terminal, and the terminal gets powered up when anytime the fan is on. So you actually run and operate the humidifier's power for the humidistat through your furnace's fan. So at the thermostat, you'll run fan in on mode. That's the benefit of running it on the on. That's why the on switch is there, because it will energize your humidifier terminal on your furnace, and it will actually turn on the fan, make the relay close, and turn on the 24 volts to the humidifier. I'm actually cycling everything right now. I like the bypass ones. I just feel like they're a much more simpler, much more effective humidifier for a fraction of the cost. They work perfect. If you don't run them right, though, they won't work. So always keep that in mind. Humidification, 24 hours a day. Let the humidistat cycle it off and on. Let the humidistat do that. You don't do that. Let the humidistat do that. So as you can see, it's on right there. You can hear it running. It shuts off right there. But the fan is always running. You always want the fan on, okay? And the reason why is because as that humidity starts to dissipate and go away, the humidistat's going to see that, and it's automatically going to come back on and create humidity again. I always do tell people this: the first startup on a humidifier, it doesn't hurt to turn it up really high and kind of just build up your humidity in your house as much as you possibly can. So do that. That will really make it work a lot better. This furnace too, just a little bit about this furnace. This is a 98% efficient modulating communicating furnace from Rheem. It's sweet. It's got variable speed, and it's not one stage, it's modulating. So I don't know if you've heard it throughout this video, but it's actually scaled up and down a little bit depending on the discharge temperature of the machine, and it knows how to do all that on its own. So it comes pre-manufactured. You can do some adjustments on them as well, just like a traditional furnace if you're used to not putting in a modulating one. But do keep in mind, everything's getting more and more advanced. Those old single stage furnaces are going to be a thing of the past. So you guys out there who are doing stuff, just start learning about the new stuff. You know, go take a class or call your local distributor up and let them know what's going on. One thing that we did find was the flue piping that was originally ran on this installation didn't have any primer on it, was not properly glued together. So we actually cut it out and redid it and ran it right. So we cleaned all of our joints. Do keep in mind, manufacturer specific, this is only a little 70,000 BTU furnace, but As you can see, there's a 3-inch pipe up top there, and we reduced down to 2-inch. So do keep in mind, you can run a little bit in 2 and you can run a little bit in 3, but always read the manual. It'll tell you how many elbows you can use, the distances you run, and all that stuff. It'll let you know. So just grab the book. The book's your friend. You know, a lot of guys like to grab the instructions and throw them in the trash because they don't need them. But I'm telling you guys, just spend 5 minutes. The books aren't that big. You know, read it. It's going to make your life a lot better, and you're going to be able to take care of your customer better. So, but just remember, you know, that to read the manual, do your best work. We did everything on here. So we put new flex duct connectors, new sheet metal transitions. I actually made these by hand. New return air drop, new humidifier, new evaporative coil. This is the new high efficiency coil too. This is a heat pump coil. It's got a little computer in here that is hooked up to the thermal expansion valve. There's a sensor right here that's on the suction pipe. It also knows the temperatures. As you can hear, it's modulating. It's ramping up and down. This thing's pretty sweet. I mean, it's really quiet too. It is variable speed as well. So remember that it's a variable speed furnace. But we did 2 systems in this house. We did one right here, and then this one over here. Come take a look at this one. Do keep in mind, we're utilizing the customer's infrastructure. This furnace is not a 90%er. This is an 80%er. But it's a high-end 80%er. It's a 2-stage, variable speed, 80% efficient furnace with a heat pump. So the heat pump's going to run first, then the furnace is going to run if it's not able to keep up, okay? But it knows how to do that switch over through the communication system from the thermostat. Rheem has a thermostat called an EcoNet. It's basically a Wi-Fi based thermostat. You can link it to the Wi-Fi. You can have it on your smart devices. It's super cool thermostat, and I like it that it's just a communication. You got 2 wires to power it, which is your 24 volt, your hot and your common, and then you got 2 wires. It's your communication. So you only need 4 wires. So a lot of these older homes where they didn't run enough wires, sometimes there's only 4. You're in good shape right there. You know, you don't need to pull any more wire. If you do mess with some houses that have a 2-wire only because it just had a heating system and you're upgrading everything, then you're kind of a little bit out of luck. You'll have to pull some more wire, right? So, but we were lucky. He had a furnace, he had air conditioning. We just upgraded everything on his house. It was original to the home. So, in the home's, you know, I think this home's about 30 years old. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I should know that. Anyway, but we make these little holders so that you can put all your manuals in here. You know, we've got our little sticker, you know, put your tech who did it, date it, humidistat control here. I have this system off while I'm testing the other one, but yeah, so, but we did it all. We did a new return air drop again. This one was small, and it was actually way over here, and there was a gap like this far in between where the return air drop and the furnace was. So what we did is we just scooted it over, streamlined the whole thing, and made it nice and tight. This is our drain. I like to run my drains, all my drains in PVC. I had to do this just to be away from this transformer in case you ever had to work on it. And then also the switch was right here. So that's why I went around that. Rheem has this interesting little 45-degree fitting. I like to aim it out in a way. Maybe I should have done the little drain a little bit different, but we run the drain down, goes through the floor drain right there. And then I like to run my humidifier drains all the way up into that little nozzle that comes out of the bottom there. I totally recommend you do that. So, but anyway, you guys, this is, hey, thank you guys for watching our channel. We really appreciate it. Leave some comments. You can give us a joke. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for everything you do for us, the subscriptions, watching everything that we do. You know, hey, I'm not a movie star, but I am a HVAC guy. So, but I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. Let's go, Ductless Plus. This is the plus in Ductless Plus. So.